Okay, good morning, guys. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2021, and we're going to get started here with our pre-market analysis on the S&P 500 futures market. One quick thing I do want to point out, and this has kind of been what we've been seeing all week with this kind of continued stair step up here. Yesterday, we talked about this fib retracement from the low that we made on Wednesday going up to the high that we made in the overnight session. So I know there are a lot of lines here on the chart, which might make it harder to see. Let me go ahead and remove everything except for this fib retracement. So from the previous daily low that we were looking at to the overnight high that we saw, notice where we bounced on the pullback after that kind of choppy morning situation. Remember, it was kind of a sit on your hands type of morning outside of that one short right at the open. And we did pull back right into 43, 41, 75. I think broke it by one tick. And that happened to be pretty much exactly the 38% retracement of this entire leg that we were looking at. So just pointing out that basically happened all week. We had push up from a previous daily low, push to a high, pull back to about 38, or I believe it was something like 50 back here on Monday. So just really nice symmetry, really nice work with the Fibonacci's. And today, what we're going to want to do is look at the previous daily low to the overnight high, and keep in mind that we do have these deeper retracement levels, and would not be surprising if they were to pull back and find some support to continue this bull push. So with that being said, we'll go to our ultra high time frames and take a look at what the picture looks like now. So our quarterly looking stronger than ever here, no signs of exhaustion. Monthly, now you can see that candle that did look pretty ambivalent just a few days ago is now looking very strong here. I think that's probably all I have to say here on these ultra high time frames, still holding this very steep slope. And then our weekly, which will close at the end of today, is also looking very strong. So assuming that we hold the picture that looks similar to right now, we will have a nice close and official bullish signal off of that low, which could spell an increased push from the bulls here. So let's see, the daily also looking very strong, no signs of exhaustion at the moment. We are just about 4 points from the all-time high right now. So we'll see what happens if we get up there to test that and break through. But right now, every single ultra high time frame going into our high time frame range is looking very strong with absolutely no signs of a pullback. And then when we get to the 4 hour, that's where we get our first bearish indication off of the overnight high, which is again that price that is just about 4 points from the all-time high. Now remember that we've been seeing these buildups occur with each push higher. So we got an indication down here on the 20th of some bearishness that led to a shallow pullback and then a bounce, and then we got another bearish indication with a shallow pullback. We bounced then yesterday, had another bearish indication on the 4 hour, led to a little bit of a pullback, and then a bounce, remember, directly off the 38% retracement. If we look at the low from the day before to the high of that overnight session, and we move this so you can actually see, right off of the 38% retracement, and we continued higher, and now here we are this morning. We are now seeing some bearish indications on the 4 hour off the overnight high once again. We look at our 60-minute, and what I'm noticing here is essentially off the overnight low. It is a few ticks or points above the overnight low, because the official overnight low is, I believe, 67.25, and the divergence formed at 68. So here on the hourly, nice bullish indication from 68, and then an agreement with the 4-hour off the overnight high with that bearish signal. But once again, looking back here, you can see bearish off of the highs in the overnight on Monday with a push to another bearish indication off the overnight with a small pullback to another push, and continued into yesterday, and now this morning the same exact scenario. Like I said, somewhat like Groundhog's Day every morning here. It's been the same exact kind of bias and the same situation we were looking for. So this morning it's probably not going to be any different. So overnight low, a decent bullish indication. Overnight high, decent bearish indication. Let's go down to our intermediate time frames and take a look here. So our 30-minute is giving us the same, just look back at there, same indications as the 60-minute. We have the bullish indications off of 68 over here, and then that bullish indication is based off of the low of the overnight session at 67.25. And then the bearish indication up near the highs. We didn't actually get the signal at the overnight high. We got it just about an hour later. So in the same general area as the 60-minute and the 4-hour, we do have the bearish indication up top as well. What I also noticed is we did get this bullish indication on this candle here, the candle that closed at 5 a.m. off of 76.75. And then, and so we do have that one bullish indication. This dotted line that you see right here, let me just look at the low here, 76.25, the low 76.75. So just a little bit lower, but this is also a little bit lower. Yeah, so this potential bullish divergence you see that the analyst is identifying here, I don't think is a valid signal that I would be looking for. But this signal off of the low at 67 or 76.25, 76.75 definitely makes sense from my perspective. So I think that's just a long-winded way of saying we have an agreement with the 60-minute and the 4-hour off the all-time high, and we're getting just kind of a tight build-up here of a bullish signal around 76.77 and the bearish indication up around the overnight high. And finally, down to our 10-minute. Here you can see off of that 67.75 area back here. Remember the low that of the overnight was 67.25, and then that was 68 that we were talking about on the 30-minute and the 60-minute over here. Got the same bullish indications on the 10-minute, and then a bearish indication, pretty much off of the overnight high. It was off of the pullback and then the retest to push up into that area. But essentially our 10-minute, our 30-minute, our hourly, and our 4-hour are giving us some bearish indications off the overnight high area, and then all of those time frames are also giving a bullish indication off of the overnight low area. So it's pretty much the exact same situation we've been in all week. And so we do want to keep in mind we have this retracement of the entire leg from the previous daily low to the overnight high right now. And so if things do pull back, it wouldn't be surprising to see price bounce off of one of these levels to continue going higher if the bulls are going to continue with this very strong bullish run that started, I believe, on, what was that, Sunday? Or sorry, on Monday there. So Monday had a little bit of a sell-off, found some support. Oh, that's right. That's right off of that 42.24 level. I remember that very vividly. So right off of the Monday low, and then we've just launched Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and here we are into Friday. So we'll see if the bulls have enough strength to continue going here. And you can see that right now off of 76.25 up here, we definitely got a nice potential 10-minute bullish indication. In fact, that candle has closed, so it now is an official bullish indication from that low. So that's kind of what we're watching for this morning. We'd really like to see them hold that overnight low right around 67.25 to 68, where we got all the bullish indications on 4 time frames. And if they do break through, we still have an overall bullish bias. So we'll be looking for maybe a defense of the 50% retracement of this whole push, which lines up here with the resistance that we got in the market yesterday. So we pushed right into 62.25 on the end of yesterday and got a decent little pullback from that level and then launched through. And so as we come back down into this area, in fact, that other swing high was just a tick or two below the one we were just talking about here, right in this general area. A lot of resistance that could potentially become support if there is a deeper pullback here and we break that overnight low, which happens to be exactly the 38% retracement there around 67.25. Of course, deeper retracement would bring us right into this previous swing high here, right around 7:50 Pacific yesterday. That would bring us right to a prediction point, a 61.8 retracement, and some of this nice clean previous resistance. So, and then of course is we can expect them to come up and break the overnight high, and then remember that the all-time high is just a few ticks above that. So wouldn't be too surprising if they did push to make new all-time highs this morning. And we also want to keep in mind that they very well could push to an all-time high by a few ticks, a few points, and then we could see a lot of the signals change that to indicate a strong type of sell-off, and we could see a peak above and a sell-off. So there are a number of scenarios that could be in play. We just want to have our important levels to watch for to help confirm our bias, and our signals to give us clear areas to enter the market. So that's where I'll leave it for this morning.